Guys, how's it going? Stoutman coming back at you once again, and can you believe it? I have even more Blu-rays to talk about. I can't escape it. I must feed the dragon. Oh, yes. I have a addiction. My name is Stoutman, and I am addicted to buying Blu-rays. What do you mean it's not an addiction? Anyways, these were additions, I should say, to my collection that I felt like needed to happen. The first one that I will talk about here from goHastings is something that I've been waiting for the right price on, and eventually, finally, I found the right price when goHastings had like a 40% off sale or something like that. And I just really wanted it because this is a movie that has that really moved me when I first saw it. And I know, like technically, maybe it's not like a fantastic movie. A lot of people don't really like it, but I like it, and that's all that really matters for whether or not you bring this home and put it in your collection. Do you like it? Who cares if everybody else hates it? It's your collection. Get what you want for your collection. That's why I picked up Antwone Fisher here on Blu-ray. I really like this movie because, I don't know, it kind of speaks to me on a certain level because I have family members who were veterans. They are or were veterans, right? So they've been through some serious shit, right? And a lot of people, like, they really get forgotten in a lot of ways. And this guy had a lot of issues. Antwone Fisher, the character in this movie, had a lot of issues that were largely ignored, and the issues that were ignored are the same kind of issues that we see ignored today in real life when it comes to African Americans. So I like this movie as like a piece to look at what it's like in a lot of ways for a lot of people in America that often get neglected or forgotten or just ignored outright. And it's easy to ignore somebody, especially when you're doing all right. But, you know, when faced with the reality that they're doing so poorly that it's just like, you know, this can't just be a fault of their own. It has to be some kind of a systematic something that's causing it. It's important to try and understand what that something is that's causing it. And it's important to understand that something is happening and that there are a group of people who are being, you know, ignored or forgotten or just treated like shit in general. And this movie really shines a light on that, and I felt like it was really good in that respect. It's definitely not something you want to watch if you're not interested in getting your soul crushed. I don't mind that because I feel like it adds depth to my soul. You know, I feel like watching those kinds of movies and subjecting myself to that kind of stuff, it makes me a more interesting person. It makes me more well versed in what the world is really like. And it prepares me more for some of the hardships that I might experience in life, you know. And granted, that might sound kind of silly or stupid to say when I'm holding up Antwone Fisher. To some it might. And it might sound privileged to others, but either way, I really like this movie just because it allows me to remind myself that I am, in a lot of ways, a lot more fortunate than others, and that there are people out there who either they just, you need to remember that they exist, and you need to do whatever you can to make sure that you can work towards solving the problems that lead to them having so many issues reaching their American dreams, so to speak. So, yeah. This is a very powerful film in that way, and it really touched me and made me feel emotionally on a deep level when I first saw it. So, I knew I wanted to have it in my collection. Now I do. It cost me less than $5. I think it was actually like $3.50 or something like that, so not bad. Speaking of movies that touch you on an emotional level, this is one that I don't think anyone could actually argue is bad because it's won a lot of awards, I believe, and it's just simply one of the best movies I have ever seen, bar none. And that would be Mary and Max here. I thought I did a Netflix picks for this, but if I didn't, I do apologize. It was on Netflix, and that's how I saw it the first time, but it is no longer on Netflix, I don't believe. And that's actually one of the reasons that I wanted to pick this up. And I wanted to pick it up and have it in my collection sooner rather than later, even though it probably wouldn't have been something that would raise in price dramatically or anything. But I still wanted to have it in my collection as soon as possible because this is something that, like, it's not on Netflix. You know, it's not available widely to stream anywhere anymore, or at least not to my knowledge. I don't know where it went, if it did go somewhere to a different service or whatever. But what I do know is that I loved it enough that I knew it had to be a part of my collection because I'm going to watch it a lot, you know. And that's why I brought it home. Mary Max is a stop-motion animated film. You may have figured out from just from that. Featuring the voices of Toni Collette, Philip Seymour Hoffman, Barry Humphries, and Eric Bana. From Academy Award-winning director Adam Elliott. I read the box. This movie is the story of two pen pals. This guy, who is in New York and has some mental issues, like I do, kind of. It's not the same kind of mental issues that I have, mind you, but I kind of related to him on that level. This guy, who's like in his mid-30s, mid-40s or something, lives in New York, and this little girl from Australia who writes him a letter, and they become pen pals over the course of, like, the little girl's life. For several years, for decades, they become pen pals and write letters to each other back and forth. And they just develop this amazing friendship from across the globe through letters, having never met before. And it's just it's a soul-crushing movie, right? But it's an amazing movie, and it's absolutely beautiful and magnificent. And oh my God, you have to see this movie. It's just absolutely beautiful. So yes, I absolutely love this movie, and I'm glad that I now have it in my collection because it's probably one of my favorite movies ever. You know, I don't have one favorite movie, right? I have several favorite movies. And on my list of several favorite movies, this one has been added during the past year or so. So, yeah, I don't know if that tells you anything, but it probably should, because I don't have a whole lot of movies on that favorite list. So, yeah, Mary and Max is on that list now. It's absolutely magnificent. You owe it to yourself to pick this up. Sight unseen. Just buy it sight unseen. I got it on goHastings for like $11 after shipping, I think. Typically goes for between $15 and $20. It's rarely ever on sale, but if you ever do see it on sale for less than $10, then you would be crazy not to pick it up. Even if you don't want to own it, you can sell this for more than that. That's all there is to it. So, yeah. Mary and Max. Very, very good movie. Absolutely love this movie. I've said that already, but I can't say it enough. And then last but not least, I actually didn't get the percentage off of this one. You know, they had like a 40 or 30% off used Blu-ray sale on goHastings. And I did not get the percentage off on this one. It was not one of the qualifying Blu-rays. But even without that percentage off, it was still a very good deal. And I will show you why right now. Escape from New York. The Shout Factory edition of Escape from New York here on Blu-ray with, of course, the slipcover. And there's the original artwork there. Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, darling. Gorgeous. So, yes, this is a great set. And, of course, a great movie from John Carpenter here. I have been meaning to pick this up for a while, but I was just dragging my feet on it. And it's one of those titles that, you know, You don't know how long they're going to have access to it. You don't know how long Shout Factory or Scream Factory is going to have access to the rights. So you don't know when it's going to be pulled off, or not pulled off store shelves necessarily, but you don't know when it's going to be pulled from production, rather. So that could happen today, it could happen tomorrow, who knows? All I know is that when it comes to movies like these, you're very fortunate when they actually get the rights to them to do these kinds of Blu-rays, and you need to jump on them sometimes. And this one's been out for long enough that, like, I knew that if I waited any longer, I run the risk of never being able to get it in my collection. So when I saw it for $13.50, I think it was, about thereabouts, on goHastings, I didn't even care that it didn't come with the 30 or 40% extra off. I just said, yeah, okay. Because then with shipping, it came to like, I don't know, like $15 total, something like that. $15 for a Shout Factory that usually costs about $20, if you're lucky. Like, it's not bad. Especially when you consider that it came with a slipcover, and it has both discs, feature film here, just new scan, and bonus features. Just look at all the content here, all right? Just look at it. Just look at it, all right? I'm just going to read it off to you just so you understand here, all right? New 2K scan of the interpositive struck from the original negative. New audio commentary with actress Adrienne Barbeau and director of photography Dean Cundy. Audio commentary with director John Carpenter and actor Kurt Russell. Audio commentary with producer Deborah Hill and production designer Joe Alvis. Disc 2 has the bonus features of new look at the special visual effects, including interviews with Dennis Skotak, Robert Skotak, and more. New interview with still photographer Kim Gottlieb Walker, author of On Set with John Carpenter. Deleted scene, the original opening bank robbery sequence. Return to Escape from New York featurette, theatrical trailers, photo galleries, and more. This is a feature-laden set. It is absolutely worth having in a collection if you like this movie. So, yeah. It's one of those John Carpenter movies that I knew I had to have in my collection. I mean, I've got Assault on Precinct 13 now. I've got Big Trouble in Little China, and I've got this. Oh, I've got The Thing and Halloween as well. So, you know, that's those are the five, right? Those are the big five to have, I assume. John Carpenter was a prolific director, wasn't he? And this is one of his greats that you do not want to forget about. I love post-apocalyptic stories. I just love them. So, you know, of course I gotta have it. Of course. Anyways, that is, of course, the last thing that I picked up. It was $15, and it was worth every damn penny because it came in the slipcover, and it looks beautiful. So, with that said, that'll do it for today. Thanks for watching, you guys. Catch you later. Peace.